21 Rockstar families, and welcome to the first VODCAST of 2014, and welcome back. Hopefully we'll have a full week this week. I know our one-day school week last week was quite interesting in and of itself. But I have a ton of announcements. I have a ton of strategies to share with you this week to really help you connect with the things that we're learning in the classroom, in your daily routine, in the home. So, to get off right off the bat, first of all, our rock star of the week is Naomi Mesfin. That carried over from Christmas. She's just been performing so well, and especially with incredible effective effort in writing I've seen with Naomi. So congratulations to Naomi, rock star of the week. We are going to be very, very busy, Rockstar families, over the next couple of months, really the rest of the school year. Especially as we miss days, we have to make up all of that work that we had planned for those days, and we have SOLs coming up, and so many different things that come down the pike that we're very, very busy. So I cannot wait to get to it. I have a couple of strategies, but really quickly, before I send you out to the strategy session, if you have Play-Doh at home that you're willing to donate to our classroom, we could greatly use it. Over the next couple of weeks, I'm planning to do something with vocabulary to kind of mix it up for the rock stars with Play-Doh. So if you have any at home, please send it in. I would greatly appreciate it. So I'm about to send you off to the strategy session. As always, let me know, are these strategies helping? Are they hurting? Are they too much? Are they too little? And I'll see you on the other end. Okay, Rockstar family, so one of the major focuses this week in math will be, number one, to clean up our computation of decimals. And that means we have to work on adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing decimals. Now, we're really not going to be working on this whole class anymore. The Rockstars are going to look at their work, see where they're struggling, and get individualized attention from me based upon that. So what I did is I actually placed 4 different problems here on the screen today, as you will find. One, you're going to find they just aren't basic computation. I included some math vocabulary. So remember, when we're finding the sum, that means we're going to add. When we're finding the difference, that means we're going to subtract. Product means multiply, and quotient means division. Now, those are really great words, and it brings out that the mathematician in each and every one of us, as you'll see: sum, difference, product, and quotient. Now, as the rock stars know, and this is going to be great practice for them at home if you have some spare time, I would really strongly suggest trying to practice this in setting up these problems. I don't just initially set them up, because the Rockstars have to know how to set them up based upon what computation they are going about. So the first one says find the sum of 3 and 45/100ths and each of those numbers. And then the second, difference, product, quotient. They're actually going to have to take these numbers and set them up. So let's just look at the sum to begin with. We're adding decimals. Now, you could think about this as money. That's what I try to tell the rock stars each day when we're working with decimals. So the first number you'll see is $3.45. The second number is 24 cents, and then a few odd pieces to not make quite 25 cents, but it's pretty close to 25 cents, and the second one would be equivalent to $5.60. Now, when we're adding and subtracting, we have to line up the places. What does that mean? Well, I'm going to set up the addition problem right now to show you. I'm not going to do the subtraction just so that the rock stars can practice that independently at home. But if you look at the addition, I have 3 and 45/100ths. So I'm going to write that down. And then my next number would be 2,456 10,000ths. And as you can see, my decimal point is in front of the 2, which means I have to put down my decimal, and then I can write my number. Now, notice how I'm writing it right here. Yes, the 5 and 6, these 2 digits are kind of hanging out there with nothing up here, but my decimals are lined up. That's important. And my final number is 5 and 6/10, or 5.6, or if you're thinking in terms of money, $5.60. Now I can add. Now, something that we've been working on in class that can really help our computation kind of clean it up is to put in zeros in these places, just so that we can see. I'm going to put a 0 there. I'm going to put a 0 here. We can put a 0 here and here and here just to help us, and even over here when we're adding. So then this is just a basic addition problem. I start over on the right side, work my way over, I may have to regroup. So when I'm adding and subtracting, I line up my places. With multiplication, as the rock stars know, we've been practicing a lot in class, we're not worried about lining up the places because we worry about the decimal in the end. Okay, and normally I tell the rock stars to take the larger number, which is 28 7/10, and put that on the top of my multiplication problem. Now I still write in the decimal, but it's really not important to line up the places, and then I write 3 2/10, or 3.2, and I can multiply. Now, these, ironically, the places ended up lining up. Sometimes that's not going to happen. Our main goal is to make sure the lowest place is lined up right here along the right side. Okay, I don't want my 3.2 over here with bare spaces. And then I simply go ahead and traditionally multiply like I would any other time. At the end, all that I do is I count and I bunny hop 1, and I bunny hop here 2. That's how many places I have to move in my decimal. So when I'm done multiplying this, I'm going to have to hop in 2 times from the right. And that's how I place my decimal. With division, 4 32 hundredths will be written here, divided by 8/10. Now, we learned in division, which we've been practicing in class a lot, that we have to get rid of our decimal point immediately. So basically what I'm going to do is I have to get this decimal point over here to make this 8, and I have to get this. So what I do is I want to multiply each number by 10. So if I take 8/10 times 10, that's going to become 8, and that simply means I move this one place over. If I move this one place over, I have to move this decimal one place over, which means the decimal goes here, and I can move it up. Now, essentially, you're dividing 43 2/10 divided by 8. Decimals taken care of. So, if the rock stars bring in their work from finding the sum, difference, product, and quotient of all of these numbers, they will receive 4 house points. It can be any time this week, so I hope that they take the opportunity to really think about that and take advantage of the opportunity to practice. Okay, now, let me just erase this really quickly, and now I'm going to take you over to the Kate Waller-Barrett website, to Mr. Reichert's Rock Stars, our Class Fusion page. If we scroll down here under the links, the first thing that I want to point you toward, once again, is DigitWiz. Why? Because it caters problems directly to your rock stars level of understanding. So they take a quick pretest that takes about 2 minutes, and they're going to receive practice problems based upon their need. I've seen tremendous growth with many of the rock stars in their multiplication facts, and many of them have moved over to the division now. But many are still struggling on many of the basic multiplication problems, and that's something that we really have to get over, and we have to start moving beyond. It's something that needs to be practiced at home, and DigitWiz is one way to do that. So, strongly suggest clicking on DigitWiz, practicing that at home. As for reading this week, our major, and really for the next couple of months, is going to be focusing on taking meaning out of text in their own way. So this is what I'm asking you, if you're willing to do it this week at home. As I send home maybe a chapter to read for guided reading here and there, just observe how your rock star is comprehending the text. Are they using post-it notes to write down things? Are they highlighting? What are they doing to comprehend the text that they're assigned to read? That's something we're working on in class, because as you know, as they move into middle school, that's something they're going to have to do a lot more independently. So we're really going to start working up those different comprehension skills in independence rather than with the teacher's guidance. So I'm going to show them a ton of different strategies to use to fully take meaning out of the text. Now I want to move on to writing. As you know, the writing SOL is coming up in March, and we're really focusing on a bunch of different areas. Tomorrow the students will take the mid-year writing prompt, which is going to be an incredible barometer for me to see what we need to work on to become exceptional writers moving into middle school. So, as you'll see on our Class Fusion page, I have the Great Writing Challenge of the Week. This is going to be changed on a weekly basis, and essentially here's what it is. This is a prompt, kind of a prompt this is actually an example prompt from the Virginia Department of Education of a possible prompt the students could see on the SOL. So it reads, there are many different kinds of entertainment, such as music, games, books, or movies. Explain your favorite type of entertainment and why you like it. So that's an example of a prompt. The students are given scrap paper to make a graphic organizer on to brainstorm, and then they have to type their entire answer on the computer. So what I decided to do, and this is something we're going to be kind of doing in class each day, we're not necessarily going to be fully writing responses to every single prompt, but I might give them a prompt and say, write a good hook sentence for this prompt, or show me your brainstorming for this prompt. Just things to get us ready for the SOL and to become exceptional writers in the future. So I put kind of a pre-planned type thing, and obviously I know your schedules are busy, so you might not be able to do this every night, but these are some ideas. So my suggestion is on Sunday, brainstorm using a graphic organizer for this prompt. On Monday, create a hook sentence for this prompt. On Tuesday, write an intro paragraph. Wednesday, write the body paragraph or paragraphs. Thursday, spice it up by adding the descriptive vocabulary and making it flow. That's basically the revision stage of writing. And on Friday, create a closing paragraph. And I put down here, this is really something for the rock stars. Think of the most important book that we write in class. And parents, if you want to see that, you can write me a note and I can send it home so you can look at it one night. But really, that is a basis for writing that book. And you could ask your rock star about it as well. As you can see in a little fine print down here at the bottom, by bringing this in on the following Monday, which means next Monday, each rock star will earn 5 house points for their house. Now, this will change each week. So the prompt will be different, but the activities Sunday through Friday will be the same. Okay, so that's just a way to practice the writing in the home. Really quick, could do it in the car, have your rock star do it on the bus, do it orally. It doesn't even have to be written down if you're not able to do that. Just a great way to get the rock stars thinking about their writing. Moving on to social studies, as you know, we are piling on the content unlike any other. Right now we're in the middle of our 13 colonies unit, and we'll be gearing up in about a week and a half to begin the American Revolution. What I did to help the rock stars at home, because I'm really encouraging them to study 5 to 10 minutes a night, and this is another great time to kind of observe their study habits to see how they're doing, and let me know how they're studying at home, because I think that will help me in the classroom, because I'm trying to show the rock stars so many different strategies to use at home to get them to study, because that's something that's going to carry from middle school, high school, and the whole way through college and beyond. So, if you come down here to the class news section, it says 13 colonies study materials. If you click on that link, let me show you what we have. So this is called actually freesolstuff.com. The site's totally free, and it correlates directly to the Virginia State Standard. So this was the beginning of the year. We have to scroll the whole way down past the exploration to the early English colonies, 1.5a. Now, and really 1.5b, these two sections. These, as you can see, these blocks are all full of different things that the students can use to study. I'm talking, earlier in the year we played a game called Fling the Teacher. This helps them to review for that. Different things like that. It's really amazing, and there's so many different varieties, so you could do something different each night. There's matching games, different questions, Jeopardy, all of these different things. The site is totally free. You do not need a login. It's a great way to practice that social studies in the home if you're kind of at a loss of how to help your rock star in the home on that. So, as you know, our Class Fusion page is updated on a regular basis, and there are so many resources here for you to use. So, let me know, did these strategies work? Did they hurt? Too much? Too little? And I'll turn you back over right now to Mr. Riker. Hi, Rockstar family. So I hope that those strategies were able to help you. I hope you're able to use some of them over the next week. And as I said during the strategy session, a few of those are worth some house points. So if your Rockstar brings them in, shows them to me, shows me their awesome, effective effort, they will get some house points for that. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, do not hesitate to contact me. You are the best families in Stafford County. Have a wonderful week.